Hello and welcome back to another FPL video, and in this video it is my team selection for game week 31. Now of course, before I go through my team selection for 31, we're going to look back at game week 30 and see how my team managed to get on there, and then we'll go through game week 31. I'll go through my team for the week, and then I'll look at what transfers I'm seriously considering going for game week 31. There's a big headache obviously because we've got game week 32 not long after, or obviously the week after. And obviously we've got quite a few plays that are going to be blanking, so I've got to try and figure out a way of avoiding using the free hit for 32 because I want to use that for 34, and I think I've got a way of doing it. I've got a way of doing it where I get a really good team but I have to take a hit, but there is also a way of doing it where I don't even have to take a hit and I'm somehow managed to make 11 players on that pitch, providing there's no injuries or suspensions from game week 31. So then, this is how my team got on in game week 30 then. So I ended up with a total of just 51 points, which gave me a nice big red arrow. What's that, 2, 3 in a row now? I can't remember anymore. I feel like I just get more red arrows now when I do green arrows. It's getting a bit frustrating really. But yet again, I know why, and of course everybody who's looking at this will know why. I decided to go differential again on my captain. I said I wouldn't do it, then I said I would do it, and you know, it failed again miserably. I'll get through that in a minute. So we'll go through the team then. So obviously goalkeepers first. Kepa came away with 3 points, so we got a save point in the end, which I'll just have to take, I'm being honest. Because obviously you look at my bench goalkeeper in Raya, he got nothing. Obviously they lost to Newcastle, he scored an own goal, so he came away with 0 points in the end. So in terms of goalkeeper choices, I mean, I got 3 points out of Kepa, so that's a win. That's the only thing, that's the positive I'm taking out of it, is I got the right goalkeeper in goal. Defenders, I mean, look at that. Complete, utter shambles. 5 points is my back three. Not even one clean sheet, that is. 5 points. Yet, you look at my bench, I've got Henry there, who never gets an assist. I said I weren't going to go double Newcastle, double Brentford defence because they're playing each other. And the one player who got an assist in that game is my third guy on the bench. So I got 5 points alone from one player who's currently sitting on my bench. So I lost out there, which is a really frustrating. Dan Burn, not that bothered about, obviously, same as James and Trippier. But yeah, frustrating with Henry because I could have had even more points. And then you look at the other three who's actually starting. Obviously Trippier, so like I said, Brentford and Newcastle. I was not comfortable with that game at all. I wasn't comfortable going double on either defence on either one of them. And I was proven right at least, because obviously they both conceded goals. Newcastle came away with the win in the end. But they did, I mean, they nearly gave away, well, they should have conceded 2 penalties, but obviously they only got the one. But yeah, Trippier, he only got 2 points in the end, so no assist or goal for him, but can't really complain, the guy's amazing. On the other side, I've got Reece James sitting there, 2 points. I mean, when I found out Chelsea sacked the manager, I thought, that's it now. They're going to go on a run. They're going to smash it. Then we found out Frank Lampard was going to be the manager. And I've gone, oh no. I don't know about Chelsea fans, but I think Frank Lampard, great player as he was, he's a rubbish manager. Especially for the Premier League. Championship he might be alright, but he can't handle the Premier League. He's rubbish. And he continued where he left off. We could say where he left at Everton or Chelsea. He continued to be crap, basically. So yeah, they lost to a team that doesn't know how to score goals. That's how bad Chelsea are. So obviously they lost to Wolves 1-0. Only got 2 points to James. That's frustrating. So obviously I went double Chelsea at the back because I generally did believe that they were going to win this game comfortably 2-3-0. But of course, stupid decision signing Lampard back on to the end of the season. And look what's happened. So I've definitely been kicked in the balls in that one. And then finally, Zinchenko. He's becoming a player I'm regretting massively bringing into my team, for being honest. So much potential. I put him on the bench, he'll score points. I start him, he doesn't. He starts, Arsenal looking alright, but looking 2-0. It could be nice for them. They concede, and you're thinking, great. And then obviously the second goal, the ball goes through his legs, crosses it in, and they equalise. Makes it worse when it's your own player. Oh, frustrating. So only the 1 point from Zinchenko. I mean, I wasn't massively shocked that they didn't keep a clean sheet, because it is Liverpool at the end of the day, and it was at Anfield. But yeah, it would have been nice to just get an assist from him, man, because I thought it would be an assist king, but So far, he's turned out really just disappointing for me. So only 1 point for Zinchenko. Midfield wise, I mean, we'll talk about first Brighton. So on there at the minute, obviously McAllister's only got 2 points, but it doesn't bother me because he's on the bench. But Matoma has also only got 2 points. And obviously, if you've watched the game, Brighton were cheated out of that game massively. I'm not even a Brighton fan and I was annoyed. And I've got McAllister on my bench, so even if he had those penalties, I wouldn't have got any of those points. But still, Matoma should have had a goal. He should have had a few assists, but he got cheated out. Really frustrating there, so I've lost out on quite a lot of points. McAllister ones I'm not too fussed about, because obviously everyone got on, but Matoma, I could have had a load of points from Matoma. I could have easily hit 70 points in this weekend if I got my captaincy right, and those Matoma points were given to him, weren't taken away from him by the cheating scum refs. So yeah, lost out there, Matoma. So it's a shame he only got 2 points. He should have had double digits. Marcus Rashford, I mean, he came off injured, which is really, really frustrating. Obviously, he got the goal, so at least he got a goal for us, took the points, and then went off. So bit disappointing that he's very frustrating that he's injured, but yeah, he got a goal. I did have him down as my captain at one stage, so obviously if he was my captain I would have had an extra 6 points right now. Unfortunately that isn't the case, and I went for Maddison. James Maddison. Not only did he have a terrible 2 games, but oh my god, he comes back and I'm thinking, right, he's got Bournemouth at home now after that double game week. They've just been sacked the manager, they've got a new guy coming in. He's going to show them something. Bournemouth at home. I think he should have got an assist for that Bournemouth goal, because he does pass the ball to Billings. So why doesn't he get assist? Oh, so frustrating, man. How they lost to Bournemouth at home. I thought that was a guaranteed goal, assist, points galore, differential. Gonna win it, smash it even. No, it was so hard to watch. I felt sick watching it, watching the minutes tick by and seeing nothing from him. The only positive that I get out of it is he didn't get a yellow card, because he likes a yellow card as well. So, absolutely awful by he's been Maddison. And the worst thing about it is Leicester, obviously they've got Man City next game, but after that they've got nice fixtures. And I can't bring myself to sell him, which is frustrating me to hell. But for sure, that's it now for captaincy this season. He is not going to be my captain anymore. And then finally, Jared Bowen. Obviously West Ham got the win, and he got an assist. One of my West Ham guys finally did something for me. Finally. A nice assist for Bowen. It would have been nice to have a goal as well, but I'll just have to take that assist. So I got 6 points for Bowen. Thankfully, I got something out of him, because honestly, if he didn't give me anything as well, oh god, I may as well just give up on the game. So yeah, 6 points for Bowen, thankfully. Then my strikers. You know what? I can't complain about any of my strikers. So obviously Harry Kane does what Harry Kane does best. He scores the goal. He gets 3 bonus points. Didn't deserve those bonus points, by the way. He just gets given them because he's Harry Kane. That's why I have Harry Kane in my team. Not because he scores goals all the time, but he gets bonus points even though he doesn't deserve them. Every time somebody gets a yellow card, they don't get the bonus points. But somehow he still managed to get 3 bonus points. So I'll take that because he's in my team, so who cares? But yeah. I'd take 9 points for Kane. Again, he was somebody I was looking at on captain, so I could have had an extra 9, so I missed out there. Ivan Toney didn't get a yellow card again. That's another positive. That's all I keep thinking every time I watch Ivan Toney. He didn't get a yellow card, bonus. So I don't have to make a decision on just yet. Now, he missed a penalty, and then he scored a penalty, so he did make up for that. So I was a bit surprised that he didn't score the first one, but obviously it was a great save from Nick Pope. You've got to give him credit there. But yeah, he's finally missed a penalty. He gets another one, you think, is he going to give it to somebody else? No, he took it, scored it, back to normal. So yeah, just 4 points from him, but he still scored, so I can't complain. And then I used my one transfer. I took out Danny Ings, and as terrible as my game week was, thank God. So obviously he got the 3 bonus points, along with his goals, 2 goals, 3 bonus points, thank God for that. Annoyingly he got a yellow card, but a lot of people had him down as captain, went for that gamble. I wasn't so sure he was going to start. It's frustrating that it was a late kickoff. It was the early kickoff, and I found out he was going to start. He would have been my captain for sure, but I wasn't 100% confident. Whereas I was really confident Madison was going to get 90 minutes. Obviously, Haaland did start, and he absolutely killed it. So at least the transfer paid off. So I mean, in a way, he saved me, and in another way, he killed me. If you think about it. So if he never had those points, and all these people captained him, they probably wouldn't have taken me. Or if I didn't have those points, I could have been God knows where. So yeah, I'm blabbering on now, but yeah, I'm happy I've got him back in my team now. Because other people are there still holding off. Obviously, got the blank in 32, so a lot of people are trying to hold off on him. But if he scores a load of goals in the next game week, he's going to go up again. So, and for sure, captaincy this week coming, I'm pretty confident I'm going to do a lot. Well, I've just jinxed myself now, so yeah, let's go through my team for game week 31. Now then, let's go through then my team selection for game week 31. And as you can see, I only have one free transfer again this game week. So obviously last week I took out Danny Ings. Great decision. And brought in Erling Haaland. So a nice 12 pointer out of him compared to the 1 point I would have had with Danny Ings. And obviously I've got only 0.4 minimum, so I don't have a lot. So with my goalkeepers, I'm not going to make any changes. There is a thought, and it's going out there with a lot of people now, which is always frustrating to bring Edison in the future, but I'm not bringing him in any earlier in game week 33, because obviously got the blank in 32. But for now, let's focus on the two goalkeepers I do have. And so far, my plan is Raya will be starting in goal and Kepa will be on the bench. Now, Kepa is at home, but he's got Brighton. And obviously, Chelsea got a new manager, and I've already said it before, I think Frank Lampard is a terrible decision for Chelsea. And Brighton are a great team. You saw them against Spurs at the week, and they absolutely battered them. Can I see Chelsea keeping a clean sheet against Brighton at this minute in time? Not a chance in hell. Can I see Brentford keeping a clean sheet against Wolves? Possibly. It's going to be a tough game because that one's actually at the Wolves Stadium, whereas obviously Chelsea are at home. But I can't see Chelsea keeping a clean sheet at all, where I do think there's a good chance that Brentford could come away with a point, a 0-0. I'll take a 0-0. That sounds boring, but I do think Brentford could actually beat them 1 or 2-0 themselves. But who knows? Wolves could turn it around. They could beat them, but it'll be a tough game, that one. I do think, though, Brentford have a better chance than Chelsea at keeping a clean sheet. So that's why I'm going for Raya ahead of Kepa. So defenders then. So it's same back three as last week. I've not gone for Henry into my starting team. Like I've just said, I do think they have a better chance than Chelsea keeping a clean sheet. But I'm going to start Reece James ahead of Henry at the back because, yes, Chelsea ain't going to keep a clean sheet. But can Reece James get a goal, which he deserved the other week, or an assist, which he's got a good chance of getting? So I do think out of the two of them, who's going to get goals and assists? It's going to be Reece James. I know Henry got one the last game, but the chances of that happening 2 weeks in the bounce are pretty slim in my opinion. So I'm going to go with Henry on the bench and Reece James is going to start. I'm not going to go for a double Newcastle defence. As well as Newcastle are doing in the league right now, Aston Villa are also on fire and they are going to be at Villa Park. That is a really tough game for Newcastle. Do I see a clean sheet in that one? No, I don't. I mean, it could be a 0-0, and I could be wrong. But that's a real tough game for both sides, and I'm not comfortable at all going for a double Newcastle defence. And then finally, Zinchenko, he's got West Ham away. They need to win, obviously. They've got that point only at Anfield, so they really need to win to keep Man City at bay. So they're going to be going all out Arsenal. Can they keep a clean sheet against West Ham? I don't see why not. It's going to be tough being at West Ham, but we've seen Arsenal this season. We keep discrediting them. They are unbelievably good this season. Defence is a bit shaky at the minute, especially with Saliba out right now. But I'm going to go for Zinchenko. He's going to start, and I'm praying he finally gets me some clean sheet points. So then, my midfield. Now, this is how it looks so far. Honestly, do I think it's going to stay like this? I don't. McAllister is currently on my bench, but I probably will swap him with James Maddison or Rashford, depending on how that goes. But yeah, the chances of McAllister starting are higher than what I thought it would be at the start of the week. Now, I keep thinking, will Leicester score against Man City? Can they get a goal? Man City have just played Bayern Munich in midweek. They've got, obviously, Leicester this weekend, and then they've got an FA Cup game on top of that coming up, and another Champions League game before that. So they've got a lot of fixtures stacked up. Man City might concede the odd goal here and there. They might slip up maybe. So that's why I'm really struggling whether to go for Maddison or McAllister. Obviously McAllister's on penalties. Chelsea are terrible at the minute. So I could start McAllister, obviously, and he's on penalties, which is really good. Matoma, obviously he's going to start. He's sensational. Jarrod Bowen, though, is a tough one as well. Arsenal at home is a horrible fixture. They're top of the league. They are at home. I can just keep saying to myself, like I like to say a lot, it don't matter if they win as long as you play against points. And again, I don't care if West Ham win or lose, as long as Bowen gets a goal and an assist. That's all I'm bothered about. Can I see West Ham winning that game? Not at all. Can Bowen score? I think there's a chance he can get something, hopefully. I'm praying that he does. For sure he'll start though, so that's the main thing. And there's no injury worries as yet. There's always that worry though, because it's midweek games. So obviously Champions League, Europa Conference are all playing. So Bowen, I don't know if he'll play on Thursday, but there's a chance he will. So a little worried about that, so I've got to keep an eye on that game. And then finally, Marcus Rashford, currently down as injured right now. We don't know as of yet the seriousness of the injury. Apparently it's not too serious. That's what the word's been going out in the last hour or so when I'm doing this video. So hopefully a bit more confirmation by the end of the week. Obviously Man United has Seville on Thursday in the Europa League. So hopefully the manager will tell us a bit more detail about the injury, or whether he will start at the weekend. Apparently he's not playing on Thursday night, so a little worried. I'll be much more at ease if he comes on as a sub in that game. But for sure, if he's completely out of the squad, I'm hoping he'll give a bit more analysis on his injury that day. Probably won't, because he's a manager and they just don't like to give anything away. But primarily, if he is going to be out, I mean, I'm already looking at signing him anyway, so it's a tough one. But yeah, Rashford, we'll have to wait and see. It could be a deadline thing, or hopefully it'll be cleared up on Thursday and Ten Hag will be like, he's not fit to play tonight and he's not fit to play at the weekend. So that's what we really want, to be honest. And then my striker, so as you can see, same front three it will be. That's not going to change at all. Obviously captaincy, I'm umming on Aaron, Haaland or Kane. Both of them are at home. Both of them got great fixtures, Bournemouth and Leicester. I'm just edging ahead with Kane because Haaland's just played 90 minutes against Bayern Munich. Obviously, he's just come back from injury. He's got Leicester. He'll have Bayern Munich again, FA Cup. He's got a lot of fixtures. Maybe Pep want to rest him. Obviously, they've just had De Bruyne come off injured against Bayern Munich, so he might be a bit worried there. So there is a chance that his minutes might be managed in this game. Whether they will is another thing though, because every time we've said that, he starts and plays 9 minutes. So it's really a toss of coin. Kane, Haaland's captaincy. Ivan Toney, I don't care if Ivan Toney does not score in this game week. As long as he does not get a yellow card. I can't afford for him to get a yellow card because I'll be taking a big hit, I reckon, for game week 32. So that's what I'm focused on game week 32 in terms of my transfer plans. So realistically, Toney has to be a good boy. No yellow cards, please. Begging you. Every time that happens though, 90th minute, the player will get a yellow card. But anyway, transfer plans, my idea, realistically, I want to stick to this team. I'm praying, I really am praying that Rashford is going to be fit for the Forest game because I don't want to make the transfer early. Now, I could obviously leave him on my bench because obviously everybody's playing, so I could just bench him. But the issue is obviously the value of Rashford will go down. So by the time I probably come around to selling him, he could be like 6 point something million, where that minute is 7.2. He's already gone down 0.1, so there is that issue at hand. So if that doesn't happen, he is fit for Forest, that'd be great. Then I can obviously make 2 transfer 32 and not have a hit where I can actually get Mo Salah in my team for that game week 32 fixture where Liverpool have a nice fixture against Forest. So that's my original idea, but it could change. Obviously, like I said, if Toney gets a yellow card, if anybody else gets an injury or suspension, I could be buggered really. So that is my plan. I'm hoping though Rashford's fit. Obviously, we'll find out towards the deadline, but he is the key man for this game week for me about whether to make a transfer or not. And there you have it. That is my team selection and my plans for my team for game week 31. It's another frustrating one. It'd be really great though if I have 2 free transfers. That would really help me out with the whole Rashford situation, but I don't. And obviously the blank in 32 is a real pain in the backside. But anyway, I do hope you like this video, so please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all on the next one.